Hello there. Apologies for the awkward angle. When I sit back it does look like I'm quite heavily pregnant, but it's just the way that I've got the phone propped up. Feel free to just listen to this one, there's no need to really watch. I have just filmed things I wish I'd known before getting divorced and sharing custody, so if that's something you're interested in, please have a look. I've also done a couple of others, so it's always good to have some hindsight and help people that haven't quite got to that point yet. You might save yourself some trouble. This one especially. So this one is what I wish I'd known in my 20s, really. Looking back, I would change my mindset on some things. So it's not so much about, oh, I wouldn't have that job or I wouldn't date that person or that kind of thing, although you know, there's a bit of that. It's more general life advice. So if you are anywhere in your 20s or younger, or maybe early 30s, this will help. Please do comment if you agree with any of these points, or if maybe it's something that you just hadn't thought of before. So I will be glancing over at my notes. First of all, show emotion. It sounds like a very modern way of looking at things, but it is really important. I spent, from being a kid really, all the way up to maybe mid-30s, I'm 35 now, and I've only just learned this. Just be real about how you feel. You don't have to be afraid of showing that you're scared or anxious or worried or nervous. They're all things we try and crush. You know, how many times have you thought, I need to hold back tears now, or I can't be this angry, or I might seem irrational, I might seem like I haven't got it together, I might seem like a wuss. All feelings are okay, and they're all normal, and we should be feeling them all. And the only reason it's such a taboo thing is because people hide them. So be one of the people that doesn't. I would do that differently. Every time I struggled, especially, I was obsessed with keeping it to myself so people wouldn't think I was weak or needing help. So what? People will help, hopefully, and that is a good result. And now I am a bit more in that camp. So another thing I would say is ask for help. I did one about a video about things I wish I'd known before having a child, and ask for help is a big one. But in all parts of life, there were many times before I had a child where I should have asked for help. And I asked for help with things like fixing my car. I didn't say, I'm struggling, I'm overwhelmed, I don't feel I'm handling this, that or the other very well. I definitely didn't. I made an absolute point of hiding it, in fact, so I would change that. One of the biggest things that I have learned is to live in a home that does not have clutter, and to only own what you love or what you need and nothing else. It changes everything in your head, because your home is where you spend a lot of time. It's where everything is around you. This is in line with the Marie Kondo idea of things bring you joy, where there is a whole video on decluttering on my channel if you are interested, but it is massively life-changing. The other video tells you pretty much how to do it step by step, and honestly you will be so glad you did, and you won't believe how much stuff goes. So yeah, I am so glad I did that. And now my home is being built, not physically, but as in it's not quite home yet. I haven't been here very long, so it will improve, and it will be full of things I love, because it's not about being minimalist. It's not about getting rid of everything and having hardly anything left. It's like, okay, I really hate those plates. Every time I have dinner, I really hate that plate. So don't have the plate, get rid of the plates and buy new ones. Sometimes it costs me money to have things that bring me joy, but it's okay because it's home and it's important. So I would definitely do that. No clutter. Clutter attracts more clutter. Have you ever noticed when you start putting things down on like a side in the kitchen, other things accumulate? Clear spaces, clear mindset, only have what you love or what you need. Same as with your clothes. Maybe even with your food. Haven't thought about it that far ahead, but it's all the same kind of idea with every area of life. A next piece of advice. Other people's opinions are none of your business. Other people's opinions of you, particularly, are none of your business. That really allows you to release, because a lot of young people, and by that I mean 20s and below, are quite concerned about what others think. It does not matter. It makes no difference to you. So they might think that you could be doing a better job. They might not like the way you dress. They might not like how you parent your children. They might not like that you sleep around or you go out every night or whatever it is. So what? What they think is not your business. Take a deep breath and just breathe that in, because it's quite nice when you can just tell yourself that when you start to get a bit paranoid and worry, it doesn't matter. There's an analogy of eat the frog that I heard from somebody I follow on YouTube and Instagram called Mummy of Four. Her name is Ree. She has 4 children, as you might guess. And she comes up with this analogy of, well, I don't know if it's hers or whether she's nicked it from somewhere, but it's about eating the frog. It's about, if you have to eat a frog in a day, do it at the start of the day so you are free to enjoy the rest of your day. And if you have to eat more than one frog, eat the biggest, ugliest one first. I.e., when you are looking at tasks for the day, I don't know whether kids are listening, get the horrible tasks out the way first and just eat the frog. Just do it. Also, if something will take 5 minutes or less, do it when it occurs to you, as much as is possible. You know, when you open the cutlery drawer and it's a mess, you go, oh, that's been annoying me for weeks. That will take you less than 5 minutes to sort out, most likely. Same as with other drawers in the house. Just do it there and then. Bam, done. With that attitude, you keep on top of things so much easier. And next time you open the drawer, you'll be so glad you did it. So eat the frog, and 5 minutes or less, just do it. Fake it till you make it is one I quote to people all the time, especially to myself. The more you're in the world and the more jobs you have and look at other people and talk to other people, the more you realise that everyone is completely making it up. They are making up their lives. So go into situations with a level of confidence and learn how to do it later. You know, especially at job interviews. Because even the people at the top getting paid the big bucks probably don't really know what they're doing. And they're like, how the hell did I get this position? So fake it till you make it works with so many things. I do amateur stage shows and things like that. That's what this hoodie is about. And I feel real imposter syndrome. Oh, I shouldn't be here. I can't do this. I don't have their talent. I feel it because I'm a teacher. I feel it as a mother. Most areas of life, really. Just do it. Just play the part. What's the worst that can happen? It's all anyone is doing, and it really is. And you don't see that when you're younger. The next one is a big one for me, and this is only the last year I've learned this, because I have made some big mistakes. And I have beat myself up over them. I have lived with a lot of heavy guilt. It hasn't gone, but I have learned through talking to other people and sharing my mistakes how much it's okay to make them. I mean, you tell your kids that probably, or will when you get to that point. You have to believe it for yourself, and it's not just mistakes like, really practical things. Things like mistakes with your behaviour, mistakes with your reactions to things, mistakes with ways that you solve problems where you should have chosen something else. Video on problem solving is on here too, if that is something that interests you. But every time I have opened up to people in the last year about particular mistakes I've made recently, a lot of the time I've had the reaction, oh, me too. Or, oh, I know such and such that did that. Or, oh yeah, I've had this similar experience. And I have expected huge judgment. I've expected people to stop talking to me. And I've had so much understanding, and it doesn't always go that way, but it really builds your faith in people, because people are so obsessed with hiding their mistakes, but they are there. So when you kind of give a bit and open up a bit, you tend to get that back, and that is invaluable. So it really is okay to make mistakes. You haven't done life before. You're supposed to get things wrong, and they can be huge catastrophic things or little things, but you are only human, and you have to give yourself some grace that it is okay to f up. Yeah, otherwise I've just got prepare things in advance where you can. If you have a busy life, be organised where you can, and night before for things as much as you can do really help. So if you want to feel confident at work, you need to choose your clothes, probably even your makeup, set it all out the night before so that you can look the part and feel the part. If you wake up thinking, oh, I feel rubbish today, I'm not going to be good at this today, you put on the first thing you find, this is not going to help anything. If you can plan your food in advance, you are much more likely to eat well and feel better in all ways. Planning is good, and doing things in advance is good. Once you have children, and I'm sure this is in my other video about things I wish I'd known, if not, it should be, do things the night before, set things out the night before. Uniforms, lunches, there's a lot of things you can do ahead of the time. And it feels like you're living one day ahead sometimes, and that can be frustrating, but it keeps you in control, and everything is a phase. So go with it in the season where you need to. I would definitely advise that. I've also got something I realised. People don't think about you as much as you think they do. They don't. I'll just say that one more time. People do not think about you as much as you think they do. That sounds horrible, but it is not. It's freeing. You know, when you think, oh, I had that awful conversation with somebody earlier and I said the wrong thing. They said happy birthday to me and I said you too. Oh, I'm such an idiot. What are they going to think of me? They won't be. They won't, okay? You can go over things and torture yourself in your head, but shrug it off instead with, oh, I'm only human. It's okay. Be as kind to yourself as if you were talking to another person, because you deserve that, and that is the only right way you should be talking to yourself. So think about the same situation. What would you say to someone else? Say it to yourself. People will not be obsessing over things in the way that you think they are. They are probably only concerned with what they did, and that's life. Then I've also got, if you are looking for something like some kind of criticism, usually in a negative way, you will find it. So if you go out thinking, oh, my hair is a complete disaster today, everyone's going to look at my hair, oh no, you will see people looking at your hair, because that is how your brain works, and that is what it will look for. Even if they're not, even if they're glancing past it, you will pick up on it. So if you're thinking, oh, everybody hates me, that is what you will see. You will see signs that people hate you, even though that's not really what it is. It will just look that way. Sorry for the hiccups, I've just had dinner. If you look for something hard enough, you will find it. So try not to. Try to just let it go. Things matter so much less than we make them matter at the time. Big piece of advice here to finish off. Looking back, I would be more patient with those goals of life that we think we have to reach. And nowadays, in a refreshing kind of way, not everybody feels like this. But a lot of us are like, okay, I want to meet someone, I want to have a good job, I want to have a house, might want to have children, might want a pet. car, the things that are standard lives kind of follow that pattern, don't they? Let's be honest. Not necessarily in that order, but generally people aim for those kind of things. You cannot rush these goals. And that probably goes for whatever your goals are, even if they are slightly different. Because I can tell you from experience that what happens is you might hit 30 or early 30s, start to feel pressure. A lot of people end up marrying the wrong person who they are then connected to for the rest of time, because they end up having a child with them and it doesn't work out, and they get to whatever, nearly 40, and are right back where they were at the start of their 20s, because they weren't patient and they settled and they didn't really think, is this how I want the rest of my life to look? They thought, let's tick this box and get this done, then we can move on to the next thing. But you know, the things run out and all you are left is life with that person or in that job or whatever it might be. And yes, you can get out of these situations, but that's not really the best way to go into them. So just be patient and things will come. I know so many people that have had babies in their 40s, or, you know, met the one when they were a bit older, if that is such a thing. So don't force it, be patient. You know, people like to fill women with dread about how long they can have babies for. And honestly, if you look at the ages some women have babies at, you know, I am 35 now and I fully intend to have another baby at some point. I have absolutely no means of doing that right now. My life is not in a place for it. And I get a bit concerned about how old I am sometimes. And then I think, you know, I could give it another 10 years and probably it will still be fine. So don't worry, because doing things at the wrong time will only bring you back to the starting point, and therefore you haven't really got anywhere. So worth considering. Please message or comment if you have any questions, or you have any advice, or you have any specific issues to do with growing up, really, because that's what it is about. Would love to hear from you. Thank you for listening. Bye.